What we wanted to talk about today was the whole Brian McKnight situation. How do you handle that when you have an adult child that you don't like and you don't have a relationship with them? If you have an adult, our personalities are very different.
And you know I will cut somebody off and not talk to them again.
I'm talking about grudge holder of the year.
And the fact that I changed my name.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well change my name to I Hate My Son Edwards.
Hey everybody, again, it's Tessie and Charles, and we are coming to you with episode 20. And I guess what we wanted to talk about today was the whole Brian McKnight situation. The bigger thing, though, the little twist that I want to talk about is how do you have those relationships like he had with his son that was estranged. People always talk about having an estranged marriage, and this is my ex-wife, and that's strained. But what about having adult children that you don't have that close relationship with? And that is where the strain is. In his situation, because I'm not sure how familiar you are with it, but he, of course, got a divorce, and he had a Brian McKnight Jr. When he got remarried, he had another son, and then Brian McKnight Sr. changed his name to match his son's name so that his son is now a junior. When he changed his name, technically, his older son is no longer a junior because there is no senior. Are you following what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people have a lot to say and have a lot of thoughts. First of all, what are your thoughts on that? You are a junior, and our son is the third. If you had another child and you changed your name, our son wouldn't be the third anymore. And then you change the name to match your new son. So it's not Charles Edwards. You change your name to be Fred Edwards. And you have a baby named Fred Edwards. And so you change your name to Fred Edwards. But what are your thoughts about that? Do you think that's okay or what?
I mean, I guess first, I'm somewhat of a victim blamer. So I'm
You're definitely a victim.
My first question is going to be, well, what did he do? Why?
What did the son do?
I mean, at the time that he did it, he was 18 or older.
Mm-hmm.
What series of events led you to do that? Like, I feel like there's something missing, and I don't know. It would have to be something really, I feel like, sinister. You tried to hurt me or do something that was so detrimental that I disowned you to that point. I don't know. I just feel like there's something missing. Under certain circumstances, is it possible that I would go through that? Maybe. But I also probably wouldn't change my name. It would just be, if I feel that strongly about changing my name just so you don't have the same one, I'll just stop dealing with you. But to the point that I'm going to change my name, I'm going to have another son and change my name so I can make him a junior, that's a whole new level of petty.
I don't think that he had a son in order to change his name to match his younger son in order to strip his older son from the name. I don't think that was the purpose. As far as I understand the story, he is head over heels in love with his new wife and his new life and his new family. And he has alluded to the fact that his first marriage, in his opinion, the first marriage was not a marriage of love. And it was, I married you because you were pregnant and I'm trying to do the right thing, almost like a obligation, or I was trapped because we had a baby kind of thing. And now I'm in love and I want to experience all these things in a true, authentic way with a woman that I love and a child that I'm in love and enamored by. I think he was on the road a lot with a new career, a young father, not necessarily as attached as he would have liked to have been as a father, because in his words, because of how he felt in the marriage. His relationship with his wife affected his bonding and relationship with his children. and he didn't feel as close to them. That son, from my understanding, I believe that son is now passed on and had some health issues and passed, and that's a whole other thing. But I don't believe that your relationship with your spouse should affect the relationship you have with your children.
Agreed, it shouldn't. But as we see in a lot of the cases, if there is if the mom is spending primarily most of the time with the children and she's feeling some kind of way, sometimes her feelings about the father will spill over. So I don't know what thoughts that she may have had about him that the kids heard, which then transpired to the kids repeating to dad and may have soured their relationship. And if he wasn't there, that just lended itself to make the things that she was feeling or seeing a lot more truthful in them. Again, I don't know that. I do feel that it's unfair to the son, regardless if you married out of obligation. It's a child, and that child needs love. And you being a young dad, you need to be given some grace. But to now, once that child is of age to change your name because you had a new it just seems to me, I don't know, diabolical. I don't know, the fact that you did all that and you're saying that he didn't have that child to change the name. I kind of feel differently.
You had a whole child just to spite. You're saying it like he had his younger son to spite his older son.
He may have. If you to change your name so he's not a junior, I wouldn't put that past you. If you're gonna do that, and again, I don't know some of the little events that may not have made it out, or because my questions are, was it really his child? Did you do a DNA test and find out later that it wasn't? Was there something that he tried to get you?
Such a victim blamer.
Did he get you? I may be, but did he try to get you arrested or wrongfully accuse you or something?
Wow, you just jumped off the cliff with that one.
But the fact that you're going to change your name to take away a junior, I feel like that's almost the same as jumping off a cliff the same way. Like that seems a little diva-ish, like you having a whole moment.
And to me, it doesn't feel that way. I can honestly say, in my opinion, and maybe it's because I'm a woman and that junior thing hits differently for men. To me, it doesn't take away from who I am and my identity because you change your name and I'm not a junior. I'm still me. If there was a Tessie Senior and I'm Tessie Junior, and then you have another child and you change your name and now I'm not Tessie Junior, but I'm still me. You changing your name, I don't feel like would affect me so deeply. If you change your name and you want to change your name, Mom, from Tessie Senior to Wildflower, that's your business. I don't feel like it would cut me to my core because you decide to change your name as an adult.
But he did it out of spite.
You don't know that he did it out of spite.
Well, what other reason would he have done it?
So that listen, this in my opinion, I'm Tessie and I have a Tessie Junior. And I've raised you and you've grown and I love you. I love you. I love you. Now, we're going to continue. I'm not sure. But what we're talking about is if there's a Tessie Senior and I'm Tessie Junior, and then my mom moves on and have another child and she wants to give that child the same experience of being a junior, to me, it doesn't hit as an effect directly on me. I feel like you can have another child. I just don't feel like it is I don't feel like it would be a slight to me.
Why go through even changing the name? Why go through even changing your name so the next one could be a junior?
Because I want both of my sons to have had the experience of being a junior. You were a junior. You were junior, but if the name means that much, but you don't know what he did. Everybody have all this speculation of why he did it.
So some of what it was saying was the conflicts and disagreements. The singer, he stated that there's a long history of issues that 2019 social media posts from his children ended any chance of reconciliation. The kids are saying that Brian abandoned them. He's saying, no, I didn't. The estrangement was mutual. Like it wasn't just a one-sided thing. We both agreed. again, there's still some. I don't know.
I can agree with that, but I do think that two things can be true, and we can have a strained relationship. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to change. Like changing my name was to spite you.
So right. So two things could be true.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it was out of spite, and some of it might have been you wanted your other son to experience it being a junior. I don't know what the hell you win from 1 to 18. I got to be a junior on the next one, but I just feel like it's petty, and the fact that you're saying we don't have a relationship and it ended any reconciliation. I feel like it's more to it. And I feel like he was doing it to be petty. That's just my thoughts. To go that far to change, I'm not changing my name, and I don't care how much my son pisses me off. I'm not going to change my name, and then I'm gonna have another son and change my name to make him a junior. No, that's being petty. That was intentional to piss you off. If I did it, I can only speak on if I was the one to do it. Oh, I was trying to be petty. It was clearly to poke the bear. And I'm gonna take it a couple steps further and take you out of all the will and everything else, and make sure that I'm making posts with my new son, and it's gonna have the caption "the new junior." I'm gonna be extra petty like that, and I'm just saying. So for you to say, why would he do it? I can only put it in if I was in that situation. Why would I do it? I would do it to be petty. I don't care about how our relationship ended. We can end bad. I'm still not going to change my name.
Not the new junior.
Not
the new junior?
Nah, to new junior. Charles Edwards New Junior. I don't know what I'm going to name you, but it's just to be petty. Like, that's 50 Cent petty.
Okay. On the other side of that, I, being me, and you know me, I can see a world where I'm so happy in my new space, in my new place, and I have a new child, and I want us to match. And I'm not trying to hurt you. I just want us to match.
You'll be the third. We'll match. I have a junior. Mm-hmm. There'll be a senior, a junior, a third, and if we have another one, he'll be the fourth. We'll all match. It's just the succession of how you got here.
But at the time that I had the new baby, I didn't want a third. I wasn't trying to have a third because I don't think, and I could be wrong, I don't think that Brian Sr. changed his name immediately when the baby was born. I think he changed it, and I could be wrong, I think he changed it a little later. Like the kid might have been like 2 or 3 when he changed his name, and I could be wrong.
Does it make it better?
Yes.
What does Junior win you?
But what I'm saying is, I have you're Charles H. Senior. Let's just say you're Charles H. Senior, and and you have a baby, and you name the baby Charles Dwayne Edwards. You already have a junior. Our son is your junior. You have another child, and that one has a different middle name. Name him after Grandpa Ralph. Let me finish this thought. And then the baby's 2 or 3 years old, and you're like, you know what? I want to change my name also to honor Grandpa Ralph. So you're going to change your name from Charles H. Edwards to Charles Ralph Edwards. And it had nothing to do with fighting our son, C3. You just want to change your name to match. Because, there was a time that if we had twins and we thought I was having twins, one of them would have had your name and the other one, middle name, would have been after Grandpa Ralph. So what if you change your name to match that child's name?
After the fact, and he's grown out of spite? No, that's
the baby.
But I'm still with you. That changes the scenario. We know we're not doing it out of spite. And then secondly, is there something that and you would know this, if I wanted to name my name, if let's say we had a son hypothetically and I named him Charles Jr., is there anything that can prevent me from doing that? So I can have 2 juniors. Like I can make that a part of his name. Right? Couldn't I technically do that?
You can, but I'm just saying he could be being spiteful.
There's no other way to sugarcoat it. It smells like poop. It is. Mm-hmm. That's what you're changing it to be petty. Again, you could have named that one the same thing and called him Junior.
So playing devil's advocate with what you're saying, how do you handle that when you have an adult child that you don't like and you don't have a relationship with them? If you have an adult child that you don't like and you don't want to spend time with them, do you spend time with them? What do you do? I guess there's...
No.
You don't see the child?
If I have an adult child that I don't like you grown and I don't like, no, I don't deal with you. I mean, I'll deal with you sparingly. I won't turn my back on you, but if I don't like you, I'm gonna kind of keep you out of my space. And the reasons for why I don't like you, I don't know. Is it bad energy? Is it that you talk out the side of your neck and you grown and to keep from putting my hands on you, I keep the distance. I wouldn't cut you off, but I would limit my time around you, and that's just what it is.
Some of that is that child is who they are because you raised them to be who they are. So if you feel like they're disrespectful and keep put my hands on you and all that, some of that is a look in the mirror at how you raised them, and your accountability in that. If he's saying that, if Brian McKnight is saying that his relationship with his children is strained, and what you said, you don't know what the mother's saying to the child, and if he's gone and the children are taking on some of mom's energy because that's what they're hearing all the time. You know how you change that? Be more involved. You make a choice to do this or do that. There's ways that his children could have been with him. If you're a singer, choose the parent that you want to be, regardless of your job. Even if you're Brian McKnight, there are people that tour with their children, or they make it home more regularly, or do a little less touring or whatever. But you cannot, and men have to stop blaming the women for your child being closer to the mom because she's the one there raising them, and you're gone and you're not raising them, and you take on some of mom's energy, and she's turning the kid against me, and you get that from your mama. Then be there, have your ass in that place, and have a relationship with your child, and stop falling on your mom turning you against me. Well, if you're with the mother 90% of the time and mom don't like you, some of that probably is going to rub off on the child, unfortunately. But be in your space and be a parent and be active so they have their own opinion of who you are as a man and as a father. And it's not just what the mama telling them.
Well, assuming that he was a breadwinner and his career and job took him on the road a lot, assuming that he was a young father and some of these things he didn't know better, and now that he has a new family and he's learned, from the error of his ways, and it sounds like he tried to reconcile with them and work it out, and it just didn't happen. So at that point, if I understand that I wasn't there, and some of this was a learning process, and you had to learn with me, and there may be some resentment, and I've tried to reach out, and it just too much damage was done, and we're just at odds, and I don't like you. I'm going to deal with you sparingly. And if I want to be petty, I'll change my name to my new son's name and for egg on your face. And I will publicly.
That is so
petty.
Incredibly petty and immature.
It is. And that's what I'm saying. That's what it has. Just for me, I wouldn't do what he did. Mm-hmm. But I only can see it as that. That would be the only reason why I would do something like that.
But when you say, well, he's a young father. I mean, damn, I was 15 and pregnant. I became somebody's mom very, very early. And I still am there making the mistakes. But damn, I showed up. I'm here.
We're not saying that you don't like them. We're not saying that you don't like the kid.
But I'm saying, but you can't use that as an excuse that you're a young father. There's a lot of young fathers. There's a lot of young mothers.
I'm saying that he made mistakes. We agree that he made mistakes and he was a young father. And the things that you did at 15.
I don't even know that he was a young father. I don't know how old he was when he became a father.
Regardless, the person that you are at 15 is not the same person that you're at 52. Mm-hmm. And there are things that you have learned along the way and you've implemented with the first child and the last child. So you've gotten better. Mm-hmm. And from what it appears to be, he's gotten better as he's gotten older. Mm-hmm. And you're a lot more intentional and present with the child that you have now.
So then take some of that grown intention and some of that wisdom that I got at this big old age of 52 and understand my role and take some accountability for the relationship that I have with my child, and let's work on that. And because if there's some damage there,
like he tried to do it.
I'm responsible for the damage to the relationship between me and my children. I'm responsible for that, and it's on me to fix it.
Well, it's on me to fix it. I'm saying I wouldn't cut that child off.
Mm-hmm. But you're going to change your name about the T-shirts to say the new junior.
But I wouldn't change my name. That's the whole thing. Mm-hmm. You're asking my opinion and what I would do. For me to go to the extreme that he went to, I'm being petty, and we good. There's for me to be in that space to do those things, it's already kind of beyond repair.
Our personalities are very different.
And you know I will cut somebody off and not talk to them again.
I'm talking about grudge holder of the year.
And the fact that I changed my name.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well change my name to I hate my son Edwards. I'm just saying that, but that's just how I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm just saying it's behind pettiness, and it is immaturity, pettiness, vindictive, whatever you want to call it. But there's
on the other side, he could have done it just because he wants to,
no, that might have been one of the reasons. I'll give you that. It could be two things can be right. Mm-hmm. Oh, he was doing some of that to be petty. No one can convince me. I'll take that to my grave. It was you were being petty. Some of it, whether it was to spite the mom or the son, you don't do that unless you're trying to hurt somebody's feelings or be petty.
And so when that son passed on, he still have other living children from his first wife.
Victim blamer. What did they do?
Oh my God!
What did they do? I don't have all the facts.
Why can't it be what he did?
It could be what he did.
It probably is. What did he do?
What did he do that made them respond that way? And later on, when you tried to go back to fix it, it wasn't just you. It wasn't important enough for you to put the work in to fix it. I don't know. I don't know. It's unfortunate, but at the point that again, I still circle back. I was doing it just to be petty.
I would like to think that he didn't change his name to hurt his older children. I would like to think that him changing his name had to do more with an act of love for his young son. We have a strained relationship and we're not in the best of spaces, and I'm trying to be a better father to my young son than I was to my older children, and I'm embracing fatherhood in a different way, and I want to do this act of love and kindness and us having matching names. And now that you're 2 or 3 years old, and I want to change my name so we match, and I'm saying that in a very immature way, I'm going to change my name to your name as an act of love and kindness, and now we match, because maybe he didn't think that he could have 2 juniors. So since I can't have 2 juniors, I already have a junior, let me change my name to match my young son. Maybe that was his thinking. I don't know. But I even if that changing his name to match his young son was an act of love and closeness to his son, I still think he has a responsibility, and I really would hope that his heart would soften, that he would attempt to have that relationship with his older children.
I appreciate you and the positive places you thought about that from. But after your son passed and you didn't fix it, like you didn't attempt to fix it and do everything, regardless of where y'all are now.
There's still time.
But he hasn't fixed it yet. You're being petty. That's it. And it's.
I think they have a lot of healing to do, but I do hope that they can fix it.
You make too much money and have too many attorneys to not know whether or not you can change your son's name to a junior. That's not a valid excuse. It's at the end. So I smack you, and then I say I say sorry first, and then I smack you. Does it make it better?
I don't understand your analogy, but I would like to think that it wasn't all just to spite his son. And I'm not trying to stick my head in the ground.
Spite his wife, too. His ex-wife.
I'm more
hopeful.
Focused on him repairing the relationship with the children than the name thing. I think he was being really petty when he said, I never loved her, and all of that. That was
you're
horrible.
You're doing all that to her. Mm-hmm. And it's petty. But me changing the name ain't. No. He's petty. Man's petty. And hopefully, I hope that the new relationship works out. But current wife, you need to be mindful of how he behaved on the last one. Because what is it you tell me? Past behavior
is a great indicator of future behavior.
So he's petty. And the pettiness
And the
is,
same thing that'll make you laugh now, make you cry later, and you
you're gonna have
see
another son and change his
he
name
getting
to,
old as hell now.
you can, well, he, as long as he can pop him out, he'll have a new son and change his name to.
But this is the thing. This is the thing where I keep going back to. I would hope that he would think about changing his the focus of his relationship with his older children, because that relationship that he doesn't have with them, obviously it affects who they are, the parents they are. Like, I wonder what his relationship was with his father. I wonder what his relationship was with his grandfather. All of these traits of being there, not being there, are really passed down and down and down and down for several generations. The same thing I tell our clients all the time, which is why the work that we do as attorneys, family law attorneys, criminal defense attorneys, I am aware that those decisions in those cases will affect their family for 7 generations. And his older children having that absent, hard, crazy, distant relationship with their dad, it's going to affect the parents that they are and how they raise their kids, for the better or the worse. Some will take a hard opposite. I'm going to be a different dad than you were, and they become excellent fathers and mothers because they didn't have that relationship. But it still affects you, even if you go through the motions of trying to be a better parent. That, like, only for myself, I can say it was just a hard recovery that I'm still in recovery from my dad not being in my life. And I just think that, like, when you think about that, not just not being present, and like you have an adult child, I'm just going to not see you. I can give you space. I can give you some time, but to just cut you off like you're my child, you're literally my blood, and I carried you, and I raised you, and we can have some time and not talk. And I have grown children. We can give me a few months. We ain't gonna talk. Shit, you can give me a year. We don't have to talk every day. And if I need some space, but if you're hurt, I'm gonna be there, whether I like you or not. I'm gonna be there. They haven't put a place on this planet that I'm not going to go for my children. Physically go, be there. Hold your hand, cover your wounds, hold you. I'm gonna go. Not like you, not talk to you.
Again,
I can not talk to you for a while.
That's you.
But
as
to
a parent.
never talk to you, cut you off, not an option.
That's you as a parent, and the fact that you said he's since passed, and the way that was, and he probably didn't. Again, I don't know if he showed up, but y'all were in such a bad place that you did name change and all that. I'm assuming that you didn't show up either. Again, it's something way more going on than that, and I still stand on. You're bitter, petty, hurt.
But see, I don't even think that it had to be all of that, because my dad didn't have all that. He wasn't bitter, petty. He was just he didn't. But he didn't
change
his. He
didn't change his name to distance himself from you.
No, he didn't do that. But I'm just saying, you don't have to have all of that to not be present. Some people just are not present, and it's not because you did something wrong or distant or I did something to him. No, you just didn't care enough to be there. It was inconvenient. To be my father was inconvenient. You had other things more important: work, women, whatever it was.
But it still, when you saw him later in life, he wasn't, I'm good, giving you the stiff arm.
He wasn't, but you're
talking about you bad to the media and everything. No, that's
no, but that's different from what you said a few minutes ago. Like the distance is not always because there was bad blood, is what I'm saying. My father and I didn't have a distant, estranged relationship because my mother did anything to him. No, quite the opposite. We didn't have an estranged relationship because I did something to him.
But I was just saying the opposite. But I was just saying the distance was there because you were performing and.
But you said, what did he do? You started out by saying, well, you don't have a relationship with your son.
No,
what did you do?
Once you got older.
Okay.
And it said that they had tried to work on it, and he was older.
Yeah, my dad tried to work on it.
Y'all didn't cut each other off and change names though, and talk bad about the person.
But we didn't talk bad about each other. I talked bad about him. Yeah, not the public or anything. I was like, you should have showed up. We had that conversation, hard conversation.
Did he apologize or at least show some empathy towards it? Or he's just like, yeah, I ain't sure.
Somewhere in between. That conversation was I wasn't a good person. There was a lot more cuss words in it. But I messed up. I should have been there. I'm going to do better. Empty words. 100% empty words. See you again, have a conversation. Okay, I'll give you that one. I'll take that one on the chin. You right. You weren't a young dad. You weren't a new dad. You weren't none of that. You weren't that. Tessie, I made some bad choices. And I was at this place, and he struggled with some drug addiction and a lot of different things. And I should have showed up. But you know what? I'm here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to call more. I'm going to do all that. It's the same damn lies you told when I was a kid. And there is no drug addiction now. And you don't have all those obstacles. You are who you are, and you're still who you are. And but, yesterday I had a whole moment that I was not expecting. And I wish, on the other side of that, I wish that I would have made more of an effort to spend time with him and get to know him instead of waiting for him to be a better father. And so I missed out on getting to know him, whatever that looked like, good or bad, because I was waiting on him to do what he said and make an effort, and him make an effort, because I wanted his time and attention, and I wanted to get to know him, but I was waiting on him to figure it the hell out, and he never did. And so I never got it. And now I can't have it because he's dead. I can never go back and not have that. And that's what I'm saying with Brian. Like, dude, your kids are there. There will come a time where either he's going to pass or you're going to lose another child, and you can't undo it. So whatever they have done, regardless, and I'm not even saying my dad had to be father of the year. I was never expecting that from him. I don't expect that from you. I expect people to be human and go through whatever they're going through. But showing up is a minimum. It's a minimum. And while I was waiting for my dad to show up, I missed out on his life. And when we were at his funeral, my nephew, I remember my nephew Mike was like, oh, Papa did this and Papa did that, and he was this, and I remember he taught me how to fish, and that dude and this stuff, and they're all sharing these stories, and I'm like, I don't even know him. I don't have any stories to share. I don't have any stories to share about him. And I'm waiting on my turn to have some stories to share about him, but I don't have any stories to share about with him. And I'm saying, Brian, and this pettiness with you and your ex-wife, and okay, if you didn't have those memories to share for childhood, they're grown now. So the memories you're making with your young son, you need to be backdrafting and making some new memories with the children that are adults, that are estranged, and you didn't like them yesterday. Well, give it some grace and time.
Agree. Hopefully, he's able to reconcile with them and move to a place that they can start to build from negative wherever they are. But at the end of the day, even when you were saying, oh, I wasn't present, I could have been a better dad, but I really don't like you. Would that have made it better? Like, I really don't like you. I don't like your mama. I don't like. So
if we role play and then you say that to me, say that.
I should have been a better dad. I should have been there. Mm-hmm. I was out. I was young.
You should have.
I don't like your mama, and I really don't care for you. As a matter of fact, I'm going to change my name to distance myself from you because I'm good, and I hope I never see you again.
I don't care if you like my mom. I have nothing to do with that. What y'all got between y'all is between you. But you are a grown man. I'm your child. And if there's something in me that you don't like, you should be responsible for or feel some level of accountability for how I turned out. Because what you don't like is what you didn't raise. So don't complain about who you think I am if you didn't give two shits enough to participate in raising me. Now, the man I am today is largely because of what you did or did not do. So if you cared enough about me, your son, your seed, then you put the time into me that you did into all these women and all this music, then maybe you would like the person that I am because you participated in creating that. So that's what his son should have said to him.
But still, role playing. Mm-hmm. You're right. You're a grown man, mm-hmm. and I don't like you, mm-hmm. and I'm not gonna fool with you. And now that you're grown, if you keep talking to me like that, I'm gonna put my hands on you. I'm gonna teach you a life lesson today, son. You're gonna learn.
And what his son should have said, listen, old man, put my hands. You're gonna fuck around and find out today. If we're gonna play that role, Dad, I'm gonna show you that your name is just Senior. And that could go just wrong.
It will. It could go wrong. Because guess what, son? I'm a whole level of petty that you ain't seen.
Okay. But again, that just shows if that's the role that you're saying, like, you're grown and you're going to talk to me this way, respect is earned. And if you're saying to me, you're going to put your hands on me because I'm grown and I'm telling you, you just told me, that you don't like me. And so you don't like my response back to you. And your response was you're going to put your hands on me if I keep talking to you like I'm crazy.
It probably wouldn't even have been probably wouldn't have been me telling you. I would have just did it.
See, but again, that still would show the level of immaturity of you as a person to think you're going to put your hands on me.
Agreed. That's what I'm saying. I think their relationship, unfortunately, I hope that there will be some grace given by somebody and that Brian will be the bigger person. It seems that you've learned how to be a parent, and hopefully, your new son doesn't let you down, because children are going to do that. Are you going to behave the same way that you did with your first junior to him? I would hope that you've learned and you've grown older and wiser, and through this new relationship that you have with your newest son, you'll realize the error in your ways and circle back and try to mend that relationship with your current children, with your older children. I hope that you can see the error in your ways and you will reach out. I hope that for him, because where he was at the time that you did the name change and all that, it hopefully it's a different place and you've grown.
If his adult children want to have a relationship with him and he can see that, I hope that they do mend it. But if not, everybody's talking about how he has moved on with his life and his children, he don't have that relationship and he cut him off. From the way that he is as a person right now, without that change, his children are probably better off without him in their life. So it's not like they're being punished by not having an ass of a father around. So their life may be better without him in it. And if you're going to have this level of pettiness and you are changing their name and you're saying all these hateful, hurtful things about us all over social media, then I hope that they get some therapy for their healing so that they can move on from that and just realize that your dad is sick mentally, emotionally. He has some things that he needs to work on, in my opinion. And it takes a very spiteful, emotionally immature person to not see the wrongness in intentionally hurting your children. If you have an issue with, just intentionally do things that are going to hurt your children. If you don't like them, give yourself some space. Figure out a way to make it better and move on. But to intentionally harm your children so publicly and so regularly. But if you do like your children and want to have a relationship with them and spend that time, that's what we're here for. We are here to help. It's what we do every day, all day. And our law firm, TDE Family Law and Divorce Attorneys, we really make an effort for those parents, not just fathers, but primarily we represent fathers because women have their children and they have the time that's granted to them. Fathers, unfortunately, have to fight a little bit harder to get equal footing in most states. And in Georgia, the presumption is not 50-50. It's supposed to be what's in the best interest of the child, but traditionally it ends up being more of the women who get the children. So if you are a father that wants to spend time with your children and you don't have Brian McKnight issues, give us a call. We're here to help. We are here to help any fathers that are trying to get that time with their children. And so just give us a call. I think it's important. I think it's important for your children's children, for 7 generations to know who you are. You don't have to ask anybody permission to be a father. If you want time with your children and it means something to you, like most men say it does, then do something about it and get involved. So you're not sitting on the couch talking about how you're going to talk to me reckless and I'm going to put my hands on you and all that kind of stuff. If it means something to you, stop talking about it. The damn t-shirt don't mean anything. You have to actually get involved and raise the children that you want. Raise the man you want to see as a son instead of complain that you don't like him.
I'm forgiving. I will. I can't condone what he did, but I would like to think that I would forgive my son for whatever it is, and hopefully he could do the same for me. As for the fathers that complain about, your mom is saying all these things to me about me, well, that means you need to be spending more time with him, because the proof will be in the pudding. I'm not a perfect dad. I don't have it all figured out, but I would like to think that the father I was 10 years ago, I'm a better father now. So hopefully I can build on that and continue to keep moving forward and not backwards. So that's one of the things that I do find enjoyment at the firm, in letting fathers know that you do have some options, and if you want to be involved, there's an opportunity to do so.
In that Netflix comedy we were just watching with Mike Epps, I think he made that point to his daughter. He was saying the thing that he would love to say to his daughter is that he was a young father, he didn't know how to be a father, and that it took time for him to grow up and grow into being a better father. And I think that's true of a lot of people, but again, him taking a high road and saying that to his daughter on stage publicly, that I wish I could have been and would have been a better father, but I was a baby having a baby. That's a better approach than just, you know what, I don't like you. I don't like you and I'm not going to be there. So, in any event, if you like, love, subscribe, follow, share, all that good stuff. So, let us know what you think, and we'll be happy to talk about it.